Welcome everybody to ATI Talks. This is a concept in which we interview an expert in the field on a topic related to advanced technologies. And today we will talk about the adoption of data solutions by small and medium-sized enterprises, together with Ernestina Menasalvas. My name is Niels van der Linden. I'm a Senior Director at Capgemini Invent, and I'll be your host for this session. Just to explain quickly on what ATI is and stands for. ATI stands for Advanced Technologies for Industry, and it's a project commissioned by the Director General GROW of the European Commission and the European Innovation Council and SME Executive Agency, SMEA. It aims to contribute to the EU's industrial policy approach and to promote the creation of a competitive European industry. As I mentioned in this talk, we will focus on the potential of data solutions for SMEs, European industry, in particularly also the skills that SMEs need to make that work and how to overcome current barriers and what is important for them in this regard. Ernestina, welcome. Thank you very much for being with us in this talk. Maybe to start off, can you introduce yourself and, of course, the BDVA?
Hello. Thank you, first of all, for the invitation to this talk. Well, I am computer scientist. And I am professor at Universidad Polytechnica de Madrid, and I joined the BDVA, the Big Data Value Association, at the very beginning when it was just being the inception. And UPM was just in the beginning, and I was part of the board of directors at that point. This is already almost 10 years ago, and you know that now the BDVA has made the transition from BDVA to BDVA Dairo, just to take into account how the technology has evolved from just not to put only the stress on data, but also in data and robotics. And actually, I am the leader of one task force in this association that is in charge of skills. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ernestina. So you're much accustomed to this field. Maybe to start off, when we talk about data, what would you say are the main benefits for European industry and SMEs?
Well, the thing is that you know that, almost 2 years ago, or even a little bit more, we started talking just about digital transformation. And digital transformation just started to be just like the promise, just, to transform the companies, because companies would have insight into the businesses. And this would be a revolution, because companies has to change from a company that is based on processes, but a company that is centered on data. And this is the main thing of the digital transformation. Digital is just behind all this digital transformation, because we have these huge volumes of data, and these huge volumes of data are just redefining the intelligence and the capacity and social and economic landscapes. So the thing is that we have a lot of, all the technology, how it is evolving, and we can just put it all just to extract all the knowledge that can be potentially hidden in this data. And this is what is going just to drive all the innovation. This is what we are talking about, data-driven innovation. So data is just at the center of everything, and is the essential resource for the economic growth, the competitiveness, the innovation, and the job creation, just for all the companies and for SMEs in general.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say, for SMEs, so the benefits are also, it goes from cost reduction to better understanding your customer, to being able to anticipate new needs in the market and so on. As you said, data-driven innovation. What's holding SMEs back, and how can they profit from this opportunity?
Well, this is very interesting, as you are saying. In fact, this is crucial for SMEs, and SMEs are the backbone of the Europe economy, in fact. So the main thing that they have is that they have to deal with the skill capacities, because one thing that we have is that we have the digital gap in Europe, and we know that half of the population do not have the digital skills, and let alone just having all the digital skills that are required to cover all these positions in SMEs, because they can profit, of course, just because, in every sector it will be needed just the solutions that SMEs can provide with quick solutions, because also most of the SMEs, half of the SMEs in Europe are just not research-based, but they are just product-driven and high-technology SMEs, but they need just to have the people, so with the proper skills. And this is the main challenge I think they are facing these days. And well, this is something that we have just to help SMEs. And well, when I say we, I say just the governments, Europe, just with policies towards, I mean, because they need just to upskill and reskill people. Because, well, I am in academy, but academy cannot produce the number of people that will be needed in the market for the next year. So we can produce some, but the real thing is that people that are already outside in the market has to be reskilled and has to be just with all these skills that are in data, but are in cybersecurity, that are in IoT, in cloud computing, because everything will be just the technological landscape that is required just to end up with all these solutions that will end up with SMEs growing and building all this new economy.
Yeah, that's a good point. And for SMEs, it's quite hard, I guess, also to compete with the large companies and to make sure that they have a good spot on that labor market, also to be able to develop their own people in-house or recruit and then develop them, because especially the smaller SMEs might not have a dedicated HR or learning and development department, so they have many different challenges, I guess, in that sense to overcome. Would you how do you think we can support SMEs in this in finding those people and in training those people?
Well, I think that we have, I think we have just to build kind of win-win association. So it has not to be the SMEs alone. So I think that SMEs has to work with large companies and it has to work with academy. So academy, as I was saying, cannot produce the number of people that they need, and also the people that we produce, it will be not with high expertise. But the thing is that it is true that we can help them with just this upskilling. So we can produce and help them in just giving the skills to people that are already working in the company, or even for certain data curation tasks and certain things that has to be produced in certain, if we really get these win-win collaborations between the academy and the SMEs, this can be just a real benefit. Also, it can be also with large companies. In the sense, policies are helping also from, the new strategic agenda in Europe just recognize the needs and the investments that has to be done in people skills. And in this sense, if you see the Digital Europe program, you can see that there are now also calls just to that are promoting this kind of win-win situation into academy and SMEs, because in fact they are trying just to build this kind of virtual labs or places in which the employees can be getting the skills even without moving. And the other thing that we have to promote is being able the mobility of employees, because sometimes just maybe by an internship of one employee from one SME to another, or from one SME to a large company, they can get this knowledge that they lack, and then in very short time they can be this kind of professional that is being required.
Great, thanks, Ernestina. So from what you say, I understand we're on the right track in Europe in terms of the policies. We need to work also on the mobility of people and also from education perspective provide the right, let's say, frameworks and methods on training people. That is a very clear overview. Any further remarks or views from your side that you would like to share in this?
Yeah, so I was saying that all these association working groups that are in Europe trying to fill this gap are very important. In this sense, the BDBA, DAIRO now, is just promoting and helping with all the working groups. We have a task force in skills. We have a task force also working on SMEs. And we have a joint collaboration in which we are trying to promote now and the writing of a paper. For this, we need the help of the SMEs, because we are just trying to understand which are their problems, and understanding their problems, we can just try to create the awareness and just to build solutions, just that in the nearest future, we can help the SMEs in Europe just to build this European economy. So I will be glad just to have also many inputs from all the SMEs, so we can really work on all this. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ernestina. And we will include the link to that research in the presentation and in the subtitles of the presentation, so people can access it and further contribute to your work. because it's a key element of I would say the digital agenda for Europe. So thank you very much for your time and for your contribution. It was a pleasure talking again with you on this topic, and yeah, I look forward to the next. Thank you very much.
Thank you.